Hello YouTube, it is Emily and I am back with another video. So this video is a paycheck video. It's a paycheck budgeting video. Okay, so I have my budget worked out for May 15th, 2025 paycheck, okay? So this was one of my lower paychecks. I say this is one of my paychecks where I had no overtime, no comp time, no holiday pay, nothing. It was just a regular paycheck of 80 hours, okay? So before I get started, let me give a brief introduction for all of my newbies. My name is Emily. I am a 41-year-old school custodian. I work for my local school district as a custodian, and I have one child that is 14 years old. All right, so everything that we do over here is on a low income budget. So my main source of income comes from my job, okay? And then I have a little side hustle that brings in a little income as well. So this right here, this portion up here is my paycheck. Now, what I had to pay this time, these are only the items that I had to pay this time. If you would like to know about my utility bills, rent, and my storage bill and other things that I pay, look before this one, a couple of videos back, you will see a paycheck budget for the 30th of April. And that is the one that I pay all my my rent and my utility bills out of. So this is just only things that I had to pay for this check. And I get paid twice a month, you guys. On the 15th of the month and the 30th of the month is our set pay dates. Okay, so I hope you guys can see braces. So my 14-year-old daughter has braces, and I was not able to get it covered under her state insurance. And so I do have dental insurance. I have Dental Plus with my job, and they only paid $1,000 towards her braces. So I still had to get on a payment plan to pay for the remaining amount of her braces. The total cost of her braces was $6,100. Okay, after insurance took out, I owed $5,100, and then I put out a $500 down payment, and then after that, the remaining balance was a little over $4,000, and I started making payments on it. The monthly payment for her braces is $211 a month, you guys. Okay, so before this video comes out, you will actually see a debt update on the amount for her braces. But just in case you have not seen that video or whatnot, the remaining as of today, after I made the May 15th payment, I owe $1,691 left on her braces. So I'm making leeway, y'all, with that braces, and I should have her braces paid off January of 2026. And so that will open up some more money in my budget, you guys, okay? So right now, braces is $211 a month, okay? My credit cards, I had to pay my credit cards. And for those newbies that are new to my channel, yes, I do have credit cards, and yes, I am doing a debt journey right now. I'm on a debt journey as of right now, and I have paid off 2 credit cards, and I'm working on credit card number 3. Okay, now some may say, why do you have credit cards? I have credit cards because I did not have enough income coming in, and I had more bills than income, so I was pretty much floating paying the rest of my bills with the credit cards at some point in time, you guys. You know, I did what I had to do, and now I'm trying to pay those credit cards off and get out of debt, okay? And I do now have I have more income, side hustle income coming in now, so that is allowing me to pay off the credit cards, okay? So you'll see 2 different numbers here. The first number is $343, and the second number is $277. Okay, now this is what I normally pay for credit cards, okay? And that includes those snowball payments that I'm paying towards paying off the other credit cards. I just didn't have it this month, you guys, with that. Because with this particular paycheck, my paycheck was a lot smaller than what it normally is. Okay, so I'm used to having the comp time and overtime in my checks. So my checks with that comp time or overtime is usually about $1,500 a month. I mean, not a month, $1,500 per that paycheck. So this one was only $1,004. So I was not able to make additional payments towards the credit cards with this particular check. So it ended up being that I only paid out $277 on the credit cards. That's just all my minimals, okay? Now, I had to pay for my cell phone, which was $113 with Spectrum. That does include 2 phones that I am paying on. So it includes 2 lines of service, one for me and one for my daughter. Yes, I do have a phone for my daughter has a phone because sometimes she's away from me or I'm away from her at work and I do need to call and check on her. So that's why we have a cell phone. And now, you know, sometimes stuff is self-explanatory, but y'all just don't understand the type of comments I get down in the comment box. Why does your daughter have a phone? Why do you think she have a phone? This is the days where nobody carries a house phone anymore. Now, back when I was growing up, there was a home phone, and so there was no need. And then cell phones was not existent anyway when I was younger. But that's why she has a phone, because when she's away from me, I need to be able to call her, okay? Now, Geico is my car insurance. I have car insurance on my car, and I pay $124 a month in car insurance. That does include rental and towing. So if I have come into a situation where I need that, it's already being taken care of in my car insurance, okay? I know I have shopped around with Progressive, and Progressive was only $1 cheaper than Geico. I have not currently shopped around at any other insurance companies, but I will be doing that soon, very soon, just to see if I can get this Geico, if I can get this insurance down just by a little bit. Now, I don't carry full coverage on the car, but I do have the coverage that we have to have, which is to pay for someone else's car if I hit theirs. Now, if my car would not be paid for, basically, but their car would be paid for. And then I have the insurance that if I'm out and I hit a deer or a tree fall on my car or any other natural disaster, the car will be covered. And the reason why I opted for that is because I live in South Carolina and I live in a country. And we do have a good bit of deers in certain areas. And I just want to make sure my car is covered in that case. Okay, so I did pay 2 debts. And the 2 debts that I paid was the ones that I have to be on a payment plan for, which is Prisma debt, which is health. That's like a health bill that I wasn't covered under insurance that I had a balance on. So I paid them $50, and I actually will have this bill right here will be paid off in July. So that $50, once this $50 is opened up, it will go towards the credit cards, y'all. I'm very serious about snowballing this debt. Okay, and then doorway debt is a debt that I had from a couple of years ago where I had an EMS bill, and EMS is state services, so it was turned over to the South Carolina Revenue, and they were saying that they were going to garnish my paycheck if I did not pay the pay the debt. And so I did not want them to garnish it out of my paycheck because it was $590. So I opted to get on a payment plan for the doorway debt. And I'm on a payment plan for that debt, and that's $50 a month. And let me take a look over here at my notes because I don't want to tell y'all the wrong thing. But I have 7 payments left with the doorway debt, okay? All right, and so I'm on a $50 payment, on a $50 a month payment plan. This is my little debt thing here where I'm tracking that debt. $590.22 is what I owe them. I have been paying on that since January 19th. So I have made 5 payments. My next payment will be June 19th, okay? But I have, when December the 19th come, I will make that last payment. But as of right now, I have 7 payments left. So once that is paid off, I will snowball that $50 into my credit cards. Okay, you guys? All right, so after everything was paid for that I had to pay for, the two other things that I had to have money for was for grocery and gas. Now, I was short for grocery because my check was not that much. So grocery only had a budget of $100, okay? Well, you probably say, well, how are you going to survive off of that? Because my grocery and gas is for two, excuse me, my cat is in the background doing something. All right, my grocery and gas is for 2 months. I mean, not 2 months, but for 2 weeks, okay? So my grocery budget is usually $200, but I did not have $200 for groceries, y'all. But I'll tell y'all how that actually worked out in my favor, because I was going to actually take it from my side hustle income. But by the grace of God, I had something come through for me, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. For 2 weeks, I usually budget out $80 for gas, you guys. And for the last couple of weeks, I actually have been using all $80 of gas and maybe a little extra, just because I had a situation where I was having to take Ashton to school for the last month. And I normally she would ride the bus, but it was a situation that had happened at her bus stop. And I was not, I wasn't comfortable with Ashton riding the bus, knowing that someone had possibly brought a gun to the bus stop. So I opted to take my daughter to school, and that was for basically a month of school, okay? So that was a lot of back and forth there, but listen, for the safety of my child, I do what I have to do, okay? All right, now, so what happened with the groceries is I did receive a gift card from a classroom at the school that I work at. They adopt the custodians, and they do something nice for the custodians. And so my classroom actually gave me a $100 gift card to Walmart. So I used the $100 towards grocery. So that actually brought my groceries up to what it normally is, which is $200 that I needed. Hustle income. Okay, so my side hustle income, $300, y'all. So now I'm not going to tell the sources of, I will tell the sources, but I'm not going to tell you how much I got from each one. But I had side hustle income from my Amazon storefront. I am an Amazon affiliate, okay? And then I also, which the link will always be down in my description box. So how the Amazon affiliate works is, if you click on the storefront and you see items on there, if you purchase the items using my storefront and the link, I will receive a small commission from your purchase, okay? This is not purchasing items for me, it's purchasing items from you, okay? Now, I also received my YouTube check, and so that's where the combined income of $300 came from, okay? So it came from my two side hustles, okay? So the side hustle income, I was going to have to, if I hadn't received this gift card, I was going to have to take $100 away from it and put it towards groceries. Now, I prefer not to do that because I do save my side hustle income strictly for paying off debt, because I'm on a serious debt payoff plan, and I want to use any side hustle money to pay the credit cards off. So I did get the $300, and I started paying off credit card number 3. Okay, so I've paid off 2 credit cards since the beginning of January. Okay, so credit 1 was is this next card that's up. Credit 1, this will be my second credit card I'm paying off with them, but it's my third card and all. Okay, the credit card balance was $926.63. After I put the total amount of $300 on there, it made my balance be $626.63. This is where I'm currently at with that credit card. Now I have two more paychecks that's coming up where I will have extra money to throw towards the debt. And the paychecks that I have that is coming up where I have the extra money will be May 30th. May 30th will be, it will be 120 hours on that check. So I will be able to throw the extra income that I have. I'm going to throw it at this right here. I'm going to throw it at credit 1. Okay. And then on June the 15th, that will be a 3. That will be our what we call a magic month here on YouTube. That will be my extra week in their paycheck. So it will be for 120 hours as well. So the extra money I will also, that I have, I will throw any extra money towards credit 1 credit card as well. Okay. Now I do have some things that's coming up that I have to save for. So I'm not going to put all of my extra towards it. But I have some sinking funds that I need to fill. And that one of them is back to school. Because we are officially out of school now. Friday was our last day of school. This past Friday. Okay. And I also need to fund money towards hair for her to have, for my daughter to have a hairdo for back to school. Okay, so back to school and a hairdo. Well, I'm gonna put her name Ashton. That's her sinking fund. I need to fund back to school and hair for Ashton. So those are my top priority. Okay. So that's that, y'all. So the moral of the story is sometimes you just won't have enough. And that was how this paycheck played out. So I know I get a lot of people commenting and saying that I do a really good job on my budget. And but I just wanted to share with you guys, sometimes you fall short. Sometimes you might just not have enough. And as you can see, I usually try to have some type of savings in my budget, but I didn't even have anything to put towards my 52-week savings challenge, which is something that I normally do. Now, I know my newbies will be like, well, I don't see anything for savings or sinking funds, cash envelopes, too many cash envelopes, or any of those things. Okay, so let me explain something to you. I do have a emergency fund. I have a significant amount in it. It is over $1,000, and I opt to carry over $1,000 just because I feel like in this day and time, an emergency will cost you more than $1,000. And because I am trying to pay off debt, I don't want to go into more debt if I have an emergency that's over that amount. So that's why, it wasn't that I didn't want to save anything, but I didn't have anything to save. But I'm okay. I'm padded because I do have that emergency fund, okay? Now, also, I want to explain that I just didn't have it to add anything to my sinking funds, which I do carry a couple of sinking funds. I didn't have anything extra to add to my other cash envelopes. So this was just a very basic budget. And sometimes you won't have, you have just enough maybe to cover your bills and put food on the table and gas in the car. And that's how this budget was. So you're seeing a real true budget of $16 an hour. And I always share what I make per hour just because that's what it is. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm just being real to let y'all know that, some of us out here, we do just live on minimum wage or below. Some live below minimum wage and some live just a little bit above it. And our minimum wage here in the upstate of South Carolina is $7.25 an hour, and I make $16 and some change per hour. So I have a little bit more than the minimum wage, but I am still considered low income. I make enough not to be able to get welfare. I don't qualify for food stamps as well. I'm a household of 2. It's just so I'm providing just for me and for my daughter. Well, with all the extra hours that I work, I don't qualify for food stamps. So I had to explain that down in the comments, because when people look at this number, they say, "Oh, well, you should qualify for food stamps." Generally, like I said, my checks is way more than this, and that is because I work more hours, and so that you have a household guideline for food stamps. I make over the household guideline for a family of 2, so I don't receive food stamps. Okay, so in some cases, some may still qualify for that, making what I make. But because, like I said, I work over 40 hours, I get a good bit of overtime and comp time. That puts me out of the bracket to receive food stamps or any kind of cash assistance or welfare or anything. And I have received food stamps in the past, but my income now is up and I don't qualify for it, which I'm not sad about it. I'm actually happy because, although those services are there for people that have lower incomes, it's also hard because you have to do a lot of paperwork behind it. They're invasive, they're intrusive, as they should be. But just know that there's nothing in life for free. So if you're getting these services, they're going to be invasive and intrusive. So that's just something you have to deal with when you receive services from the government. At one point in time, I did receive subsidy with my rent. But as my income increased, I had to pay more rent and my subsidy became less. And so although I opted to move out of the projects, which is what my state housing was called, that's the official name, it is the projects. I know some of you guys don't like to hear the word the projects, but on paper, that's what it's called. But although I recently moved from there, I was getting ready to be paying market rent, which was $1,150 to be exact. That was the market rate for my insurance. So with that being said, that is what I was going to be paying, and so I actually opted out of those services. Okay, so I was basically priced out of those services. But anyway, so this is the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And just remember that sometimes you have to do what you have with what you have. And so with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. So I wanted to share with you guys my coin savings jar. I haven't done an update on it in a while. So this is how much is in there. The majority of it is silver at the bottom. And so I have saved $96.01 as of May 25th, okay? So once this is filled up, I'm going to take it and cash it. And I'm going to use this towards a credit card payment as well. Okay, so that's our coin savings jar. $96.01 is what we have saved as of May 25th.